Hi class, this is Mrs. Finch. We are going to do an art lesson today using geometric shapes. You are going to build a beautiful dome city just starting with geometric shapes. So you'll want a piece of paper. You can use it on colored paper if you want. White paper is best. You need a ruler or a sharp edge and a pencil sharpened, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start building some geometric shapes, starting with squares. Okay, so I'm going to start down here, and I'm just going to go probably just halfway in on this line, and I'm going to go ahead and go up and across. Doesn't have to be perfect, just as straight as possible. Okay, so now I have my square, and then I'm going to add another curve down here. Okay. Then I'm going to add another square, but I'm going to make this one a little taller than this one, but about the same width as this one here. So I'm going to go like this. Okay, so now I have square, rectangle, another square, and I'm going to make a really odd shape because you've seen buildings where they're not exactly square. So we're going to start making a little different shape here. I'm going to go up just a little bit from this line, and I'm going to go right here, just a little line. Again, you don't have to follow what I'm doing, just make a bunch of different squares and rectangles, and you'll end up with your own city here. So I'm going to go all the way down again. See, I made a little mistake there. Don't worry about it. A lot of our paint that we're going to put on is going to cover this up. So now I want to do the background. This is our front of our city, and I'm going to do our background. So I'm going to do a big building probably right over here. And it's going to go across to about there, and then down here. So I've got another tall building right there in the back. Then I'm going to start doing some other buildings in the background here. All right, about there. Going to stop here. Give it a little space. Maybe do from, let's say right here. Yeah, let's do right here. And we'll do another tall building. I think I'm going to make this one a little wider. So using that ruler, doing a bunch of our squares and rectangles. Okay. Then I'm just going to do a little one right over here, just to fill up some of this space. Okay, so now we have all of our squares and rectangles done. We are going to add some domes to it. A dome is similar to a circle. So I'm going to use this big one first. I'm going to do like a dome like this. Again, look at, I went wide. Uh-oh. I'm going to go ahead back. I'm going to erase that, and I'm going to start over here and see if I can meet up in the middle. Good. Okay, I'm going to do another dome. Let's try that same technique. I'm going to stop probably right here. My tape's in the way. Then I'm going to go on this side and around. Okay. Now, on this one, I'm going to make this one kind of interesting. I'm going to do almost like I'm going into a triangle like this. Then I'm going to add what we call a spire. That's just a point right on top of our dome. Okay. And then I'm going to start adding windows and doors. Now, since I have some domes. I think I might add some domes to some of our buildings. So I'm going to do a dome right here, but I'm going to do, it's going to be a doorway, just like that. And I think because this one is a little more geometric, I'm just going to go ahead and add some windows. You can use your ruler again. And just do 2 lines that are about the same, just like that. Add your windows. Okay. You're going to continue doing that throughout. Now on this one, because I want my scene to look kind of like Arabian Nights, sort of like from the movie Jasmine came in. So let's see. Let's do arches. I do another arch. So I'm going to do another arch. Okay. Just like that. And then I think I'm going to add a really crazy door over here, kind of like Alice in Wonderland, where it's not exactly looking like a doorway, but you can tell that that is the way to go in. So you can make it your own. Go ahead and do different shapes, different designs, make it different. Here we go, another geometric shape. You can also add diamonds. I think right under here, I might mirror this. So here, when I say mirror, I'm going to do the same thing here, but right below. So I'm going to go like this. Okay, again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I think over here, I'm going to add just a little window like that. And then on this side, I'm going to make this look more like, let's go a little further out. This is going to be more like an archway. Okay. So an archway is similar to when you come into Bernard from school buses, you go through that big part, sort of like what it is. It's our archway, okay? So on the top here, I'm probably going to add little dome windows. Okay, just like that. And again, we can do the same. We can add decorations, just like that. And let's say right here, this is going to be a shop. We'll make this like an awning. That's the part that goes over to protect you from the rain. And on this side, I think I'm going to add some more windows. So I'm going to add one over here, but I'm going to make them a little longer. Hopefully I got that measurement. Oh, no, I did not. That's okay, because I'll show you what we're going to do with our paint. So I went a little long. I want to erase that. There we go. Let's say on the top of this building, we want to add, let's say like in the city, they have trees and plants, like in New York City, they have trees and plants that they put on top of buildings. Let's go ahead and do a couple of those here. I think I'm going to add a pot. And I'm going to add just a little tree that's growing. And you can do the same here. We can put a chair. Okay. And another chair. Let's say there's someone's going to come up here and sit down and chat. Actually, I think what I did, I put it backwards. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make this into a pot. And I'm going to put a tree, really different kind of tree right there. So someone can sit here and look at the tree. Remember, whenever you make a mistake, like I tell you in class, mistakes are fine. You can always change it into something else. So now that we have our picture, we've got all sort of our shapes here. I'm going to go ahead and start showing you how we are going to add color and make this beautiful, okay? Again, you can continue to add windows. All right, so I'm getting my paints together. And I chose some paints that I think of when I think of Arabian Nights, or if I think of like the genie or jasmine, I think of jewel colors. So I've got a teal, I've got this beautiful fuchsia, it's like a hot pink almost. I've got some greens, some orange, and some yellows. So I'm going to go ahead and probably start with my thin brush because I want to first start with my arches because I'm going to make them gold color and I don't want to get my brushes in a dark color first and then try to make that color work. So we're going to start with just a clean dry brush and I'm going to dip it in my yellow. And if you want, one thing that you can do to make this stand out better is you can use markers and do your tracing on all of these, on the colors that you want them, so that when you put your watercolor or your crayon, it's going to stand out more. So here I'm going to go ahead and add my yellow to my arch. And you just want to fill that in with your watercolor or your crayon, or if you want to do it in marker, that's fine too. So everything that I want to be in this yellow color, I'm going to do those first. Like I said, I don't want my dark colors to mix in with those colors, so it's a good idea just to go ahead and do your light colors first. Okay, let me see where else I might want some light color. I think I'm going to put a little yellow on my tree to make it stand out just on the edges. And then right here on this dome, I'm going to go ahead and do that one too in yellow. What's great about watercolors, if it goes out of the line, it's not that big of a deal. So any windows, I want to do that in yellow too so that I can see that there's light inside. There's so much more detail we can add to our city here. But so our video is not too long, I want to go ahead and just start showing you the technique we're using. We are just using geometric shapes, basic watercolors, or markers or crayons is fine. Okay. And I think this one, I want the pot to be gold. I think that would be really nice. It'll bring your eye to it a little more. And I think I'm going to just trim my diamond shapes here in gold. I'm not going to fill them in that color, but I think I want to just make them pop a little more with a little more color, more definition there. See? And we're going to do the same to the bottom that we mirrored. Please don't worry if it drips a little bit. It's okay. Watercolor is very forgiving. All right, so I've done my light color. Now I'm going to switch over to probably orange. Now this orange is a little more like a pumpkin color. So when I'm looking at this, I'm going to see, okay, what can I do that's going to be a little darker? So I see background buildings. So like, for example, here, I think I might put this one in and give it a bit of a shadow. So that one I'm going to go ahead and do darker. I'm kind of painting sideways here, so I'm not doing a very good job of staying inside the lines, but I am not worried about that at all. Now to give it balance, that means if you paint some color on this side, if you want it to balance a little more, you can paint something over here with that same color. So I'm thinking I might do my doorway here, since it's kind of in the shadows. I think I'm going to do that over here. All right. Okay, so now my next color, I think I'm going to go ahead and do the green. So here's my green, and I want to get some of my plants colored in. What I would suggest is just doing a blot like that. That way it looks more like leaves. Okay. And I think I'm going to want to have my awning down here to have some green. And since I did that awning that color, I'm going to go ahead and do this one up here, that color. Now what's going to really make this picture pop, which is so much fun when we do this, is we are going to add that fuchsia. So when I add the fuchsia, I'm going to figure out which building do I really want to stand out. And I'm going to say I want this one to stand out. So I'm going to paint the whole building that color, but I'm going to need a bigger brush. I'm going to be here for a while. So I'm going to get my bigger brush, see if this is big enough. Yep. And I'm going to fill the space in just like that. If you've watched Aladdin, that's a great movie to look at for examples of their buildings, because this is very much like that. Again, I apologize, I'm sideways so that you can see what I'm doing here. So it's a little slower for me. And as soon as you see it like dripping, immediately go catch that, okay? Go catch it and bring it on up here and fill where you have some empty. That way it doesn't go into spots you don't want it to go into. And I'm not worried about getting outside the lines because watercolors, that's what it does. See, there I go, getting outside the line. Mistakes are good, kiddos. That's how we learn. Okay. So now, oh, there I go again, too much paint. It's okay, we're gonna fix that, bring it on up. All right, so the bottom part of my building here is not connected to this one, so I'm not going to do that color in that same building. But I think I might want to do this one, and then we're going to touch up with teal. Okay. And remember what I said, if you don't have watercolors, but your parents have food coloring, all you have to do is add some food coloring drops. Look at the color wheel online, and it'll tell you what colors you can mix to make other colors. That way you can have more choices. Okay, so there's that one. I'm going to see if there's anything else I want to do pink. I think just for fun, I am going to make my pot over here a little pink. There you go. Okay. I also think maybe a little pink coming out of this window would be cool. All right. All right, so I'd like to add purple, but I don't have purple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my pink, I'm going to put it in another well, or you can use an egg carton for your palette. That's what this is called. So I'm add some of my pink over here, and then I'm going to take some of my blue. Grab that blue, and I'm going to mix it up. Oh my goodness, and I am making purple. I am making it purple. Okay, so I'm going to do this building purple. Look at that. Just by mixing blue and pink, I have a new color. And it's going to go all the way down. Remember, you can pause this whenever you want in case I'm moving too fast for you. Ah, there I go, way out of line. But I'm about to fix that. There we go. Look at our city. It's coming together. Now, class, remember when we did the cityscape at school, but we used construction paper and we cut out the shapes and glued them down? Well, this is similar, but you are the one that's drawing them. Okay. So far that's what we have with purple. I think I want to do some balancing, and I'm going to make this building, since I got some pink over here, I'm going to add some purple. Okay. And I think what I want to do is add this building to be purple as well. Okay, I'm going to rinse my brush because now we are going to a different color. We are going to use our teal, and I'm going to put teal, I think, right here. And you can catch up on those edges just like that. Very good. Okay, now I'm going to add this building over here with the same color. I'm going to add that teal to it because I think that'll help balance this picture out. Okay. Now let me think. What should we do with this one? What color in this one would work best? I may have to mix some colors. I think we are going to mix the blue with the little green, and it's going to give us a different tint of teal. So this is the color I got by mixing the blue with the little green. Okay. And I'm going to do the same over here with this opening of the doorway. Again, Aladdin, they used a lot of jewel colors, so I kind of want to stick with that. And then I'm going to add right in the finish here just a little bit of this so that it looks like it's encrusted in jewels. It's got jewels in it. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We got our triangles here. You can tell they're triangles. Just like that. And then my last building, I really think it should be gold, but I don't have gold. So I am going to improvise and I'm going to do the yellow. But while I'm doing that yellow, see, just like that, I'm going to add just a little orange to the edges. And right up here. I know it doesn't look good right now, but just give me a sec. Okay, so I'm going to touch back again with that yellow. And what I'm doing is I'm going to be giving the feel that this is made out of gold by just putting a light layer of that orange on top of that yellow. This is great if you're working with watercolors. Okay, so it looks a little more gold, like a gold building. All right, so I'm going to finish off with filling in some of my blank spots that I haven't finished here. So this one I'm going to probably do purple. And I think I'm going to add down here a darker purple. So I'm going to have to mix up a little more. There we go. Okay. So there is our cityscape, and oh, we forgot one last thing. We forgot our chair. So let's look at this picture. Should we add something that, look, we have a lot of blues over here. We don't have much blues here. How about we add blue to our chair? There we go. Okay. So there's a lot of ways to fine detail it. You can go back when it's dry, do this, okay? You can also, on the back, use a cotton ball, dip it in your paint, and just pat on it. And then you can use Sharpies or markers to trace out your Arabian Night picture. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was a long lesson, but you are going to enjoy this using different shapes, and we'll see you back next time.